Hello, lovely people. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream. Father Chris here. Glad to have y'all beautiful people on this glorious Friday afternoon as we get near to the end of the month of May. We've had an interesting week. We're talking about all kinds of crazy stuff going on in the world. Like we talked about war on Wednesday, and yesterday we talked about winning and not having to be right. Today we want to talk about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And you might be thinking, what? Do we have to talk about that stuff? Yeah, no, it's insane. Like, right? It's nuts. I mean, it's nuts. Okay, so let me start with this. I have not watched any of it. This much. I've watched none of it. I don't read the articles. My daughter keeps me updated. Greg keeps me updated because I have no idea what's going on. But apparently the short story is this, that this was a husband and wife. Johnny Depp, as you know, a famous actor. Amber Heard, also not as famous, but she was the heroine or the love interest in Aquaman from a few years ago. He, of course, is the Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack and the Beanstalk. And, they are married and there's like chaos in their home, fighting, screaming, whatever. She accused him of domestic violence, domestic abuse against her. Apparently, it's come out that she abused him, and now they're on the stand, and he's suing for 50 million, and she's countersuing for 100 million, and it's like, and it's become like, Survivor. That silly reality TV show, that old one, like MTV Cribs, like as much chaos as they could get, but it's real life. And I was like, I can't keep up with it. I don't watch it, but it's like, it's fascinating to me. I kind of want to watch it because I kind of want to see like the essence of human banality, like just the base core of human beings. I'm staying away from it because I'm trying to keep it all clean inside. But it made me think about something. Like, how important is the person that you choose to be with, right? How important is the person or persons you choose to surround yourselves with? Like, if we're trying to stay away from war and not always be in this like entangled chaos, you've got to choose wisely who you spend your time with, right? Like, remember the metaphor we use often about a sponge and a bucket of water. If you put that sponge in the water, it has absolutely no choice but to absorb what is in that water. And likewise, you and I, we may be feeling sometimes in our workplace, our home life, relationships that we're in, whether it was significant others or even spouses or just friendships around and all that kind of stuff. We may be feeling like a little dissonance, a discomfort, like something ain't right. Right? Like, I don't know what it is, but something is off kilter. I'm not at peace and I'm not really being successful in all these relationships. And if you feel that, I'm going to ask you the question, are you surrounding yourselves with the right people? I mean, is the water in your bucket clean or is it dirty? Because remember, the sponge is going to absorb it. It's got no choice. Likewise, we as sponges in our lives have no choice but to absorb the content of people around us. So if you go back to that Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, like they're probably both a little bit, off and broken there. And so if you put them together, you're going to have, well, exactly what we have, right? Of course, it's a beautiful reality TV show, but like their sadness in their own lives is probably exacerbated or magnified by being together and bringing it together. And so makes me think, how do we do the same? We have to be very careful in who we surround ourselves with. St. Paul, like, listen, Paul even weighs in on this. In 1 Corinthians 15, verse 33, he says, and it's awesome, don't be deceived. Like, don't fool yourself. Bad company ruins good morals. Do not be deceived. Brothers, I'm telling you the same thing. Don't be deceived. You think that you can surround yourselves with, let's talk to the fellas for a minute, with certain kind of women, or maybe just because they're pretty, or you met them at a bar, that kind of stuff, or you can surround yourself with, fellow businessmen who are willing to do, maybe questionable things to get ahead, and on goes the list, and you're like, I can handle all this. Look, you're a sponge, bro. What's the water in your bucket like, right? If you put bad company around you and still think you're going to have the ability to maintain your good moral position, you're not, right? It just doesn't work like that. Paul knew it 2,000 years ago, right? It's the same today. So the challenge then is, how do we find the right people to surround ourselves with? And I'm not saying be judgmental and you run around telling people you're dirty and bad, I don't want to be with you. That's not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that you have to avoid or really even can avoid corrupt people all the time. They're everywhere. We're everywhere, right? So we do, however, have the choice, the power to make the choice about who we spend the most of our time with, right? And my hope is that you make the right choices. But to do that, sometimes you've really got to understand, without judging a person, we have to understand and discern who the people are and how they're living their lives, right? That we want to surround ourselves with. Let me say that again. It's our responsibility to discern the morality and the lifestyles of the people that we're choosing to associate with. Sometimes it ain't clear. Sometimes it's hard to get over that hump and like really see clearly of who the people are that we're choosing to spend our time with. And so we might come up against that and say, well, I'm stuck. I don't know how to do that. I'm glad you asked that question because we've addressed that. warriorsaints.org. Like when you get there, you're going to see a bunch of things, right? Like I said, like I told you before, yesterday, whatever. You can get our book there. We're so proud of it, and we appreciate all those people who have read it. Thank you. More people tell me they've read it, and it humbles us. So you can get that at warriorsaints.org. You can also subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saints for $8. That's it. This is our library. And what we put in there is like a gazillion teachings designed to help us as warrior saints really start to see clearly, to think through things, so that when we are assessing people, discerning, not judging, but discerning the qualities and the lifestyle of a person we want to associate with, we've got a clear picture on how to do that. All you have to do is go here, click this website. When you get there, click the button that says The Way of the Warrior Saint, and then buy now. That's it. It's that simple, right? Once you're in, it all falls into place. If you have any questions, you reach out to us, but it all falls right into place, and you're going to find yourself at the end of it with a lot less of that dissonance, a lot less of that lack of peace, a lot more confidence in yourself and in the relationships that you have, in the way that you deal with relationships that you have, and the way that you may spend less time with some relationships that are not beneficial. All of a sudden, you're going to find yourself, I'm pretty confident in this. I'm becoming a good man. I'm becoming a good woman. I'm becoming a warrior saint. It's there. I know you want it. We're doing our best to help you. Just click the link. Subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saint. Buy it now and get on the way. We love you. We're going to be back on Sunday for Orthros and Liturgy at 9 and 10 a.m. Mountain Time, respectively. And then again Monday to continue our teachings. We love you, beautiful people. Have a great, safe weekend. Until next time, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.